Good morning students. Today we will start a new chapter in geography, which is chapter number 10, comparative case studies of some major industries. So in the previous chapters we studied about the different industries that are there in India as well as in the world, and now we will discuss about some of the major industries, some specific major industries in some parts of the world. And we will also see that what are the important factors that have led to the development of these industries in these regions, right? So we will learn about all the factors that have led to the development of these centers as some of the major centers of industries around the world. So in this video, I will discuss about some of the major centers of these industries, that is where they are located, and some of the major companies of these industries, right? The first one is the TISCO. TISCO is an iron and steel producing company, a very big iron and steel producing company in India. See that Jamshedji Narottam Tata is given the credit of producing iron and steel on the modern lines. He was the one who started the modern production of iron and steel in the different industries. That is why he is given the credit of producing iron and steel on modern industrial lines, right? And he is also the pioneer in metallurgical plant setup. He is the pioneer of metallurgy plant. He started the setup of the metallurgy plant in India, and he is also known by the name father of metallurgy. He set up TISCO, which is now called as the Tata Steel Limited. TISCO, which he set up, who? Jamshedji Narottam Tata. He set up the TISCO, and it is now known as the Tata Steel Limited. And where it is located? It is located in Bihar, and then it was shifted to Jharkhand. First it was located in Bihar, and then the plant was shifted to Jharkhand. The TISCO company was shifted to Jharkhand. And where is Jamshedpur located? Jamshedpur is located in the Chota Nagpur plateau. Jamshedpur is located in the Chota Nagpur plateau, which is rich in minerals and iron and steel, so that these industries can extract the iron and steel and the minerals from the mines in the Chota Nagpur plateau and use it in the industries right away, right? Then township around the plant is known as Jamshedpur or Tata Nagar. And the town that has been established around TISCO is called as Jamshedpur. It is also known by another name, which is Tata Nagar. It is also known as Tata Nagar. The people who are living in the areas nearby the industry of TISCO are living in Jamshedpur. The township is called as Jamshedpur or Tata Nagar. This is the area surrounding the TISCO industry. It is the township surrounding the TISCO industry. Then see that TISCO is the only private sector steel plant in India. TISCO is the only private sector steel plant in India. And the other steel plants are government owned, right? It is the only private sector owned plant in India of steel. So let us see what factors have led to the setup of industry, which is the TISCO industry in the area of Jamshedpur. What are those factors that have contributed, that have led to the establishment of this industry of TISCO in the Jamshedpur area or Jamshedpur township? The factors that have contributed to its location, that have determined its location, are high grade hematite. It is a type of iron ore, and it is high grade hematite iron ore which is there in the Jamshedpur region. And this high variety of iron ore is extracted from Singhbhum in Jharkhand and Odisha. So this high grade hematite is available in Jharkhand and Odisha, and that is why these industries have been set up in Jamshedpur, which are very close to this iron ore. They are very close to this high grade hematite iron ore in Jharkhand and Odisha. Then the plant also receives coking coal from Jharia in Jharkhand. And Jharkhand also has a rich resource by the name coking coal. It is used in the different processes of manufacturing iron and steel, and it is located near Jamshedpur. That is why the plant has been set up in this location, right? You see, limestone and dolomite are also used in the various processes of making iron and steel, and these can be obtained from Sundargarh and Jangpur in Odisha. So they can also be obtained from Odisha. And manganese is also used for making good quality of steel. It can also be obtained from Madhya Pradesh and Odisha. Then there are two rivers by the name Kharkai and Subarnarekhi, and these two rivers provide continuous supply of water so that the cooling process which takes place in the manufacturing of iron and steel can be done. Right? You know, different types of processes involve the heating up of the iron ore and extracting the iron and steel from it, and also shaping the iron and steel, and it all requires a lot of amount of water to cool it down. It requires water to cool down the iron and steel, which are heated in the different processes of this industry. So we get iron ore from Odisha and Jharkhand, and we get coking coal from Jharkhand as well, and we also get limestone and dolomite from Odisha, and we also get manganese for making good quality steel from Madhya Pradesh and Odisha. And the two rivers by the name Kharkai and Subarnarekhi are also the rivers that provide continuous supply of water for cooling the iron and steel in the different processes that take place inside the industry. So these were the factors that have led to the determination of location in Jamshedpur. This industry is located in Jamshedpur because of these of the factors. These factors have contributed towards the decision of its location. Then let us see the next major industry which have been set up in Detroit in USA. In Detroit and USA, we have a lot of industries of iron and steel, and these industries are concentrated in Lake Shore region. They are concentrated in Lake Shore region, and high quality raw material as well as cheap and well developed transport have contributed towards the determination of the location of this industry. On page number 198, it has been written that high grade raw material is available in Detroit, USA, and cheap and well developed transport is also there. The transport there is also cheap and well developed, interconnected, and there is huge industrial market in the Lake Shore region. That is why the industries are concentrated in the Detroit region of USA. There are 3 automobile companies in Detroit, USA by the name General Motors, Ford and Chrysler. These are the 3 companies that are there in Detroit, USA, and because of these companies, Detroit has been named as the automobile center of the world. The name of automobile center of the world has been earned by Detroit because of these 3 companies, which are General Motors, Ford and Chrysler. You know, there are a lot of industries that are producing the automobiles in the Detroit region of USA. In the Detroit part of the USA, there are a lot of industries that are producing different automobiles, such as trucks, jeeps, bulldozers, agricultural equipment such as the harvesters and tractors, and defense equipments also such as the tanks, guns, radar, and consumer electronics. So as you can see that the iron and steel plants have been set up in Detroit, USA, because a lot of iron and steel is to be used in these industries. A lot of iron is to be used in the manufacturing of these automobiles and agricultural equipments as well as consumer electronics. That is why there is iron and steel industry in the Detroit. But there are certain factors that are posing a challenge to the industries in Detroit, USA. And what are these factors? The first one is the depletion of iron ore. The iron ore which is there in the Detroit, USA is now depleting. It is now getting finished because of all the industries using it continuously and making different iron and steel products. So the iron ore in the Detroit, USA has been overused by the different industries in that region. The iron has been extracted from the ores. The iron has been extracted from the ore. That is why the iron ore is depleting in the Detroit, USA. It is one of the challenges that this industry is facing. The second one is the competition from Japan and Western Europe. There is competition from Japan and Western European countries who are also advancing in the technologies used in extracting the iron from the iron ores, making steel, and the production of different types of machinery and equipments and tools. So that is why these countries are becoming more and more technologically advanced in extracting of iron ore, in extracting iron from iron ore, making steel, and the production of different machineries, equipments, as well as tools. So this is another challenge that Detroit is facing, right? But now let us see what are the factors that have led to the determination of its location. The factors are inland waterways. You know, Detroit is well connected by the inland waterways. There are a lot of inland waterways inside the country that have helped in the transport of the raw material as well as the finished products. See on page number 198, the inland waterways along the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence River are the reason why these industries are located here, as they provide cheap transport for iron ore. These inland waterways of the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence provide cheap transport for iron ores. Then see that the limestone is also used in the smelting of iron. Limestone is another factor that the iron and steel industries are located in Detroit, USA, because limestone is a major raw material used in the smelting of iron. And it is located in the Lake Erie and Lake Huron. These are the 2 lakes which have limestone which is used in the smelting of iron. Then adequate water is also required for the cooling and flushing of the industries, which can be obtained from both of these lakes. Then the hydroelectric project at the Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls have a hydroelectric project going on, and it also provides hydroelectricity to the iron and steel plants. Then the region is also very well connected by water, by rail, and by air and sea routes to the rest of the USA. Detroit is well connected to the rest of the USA by various modes of transport such as the air, water, sea, etc. We see that the northeastern and northern USA are very densely populated states of USA. Northeastern and northern USA are very densely populated, and so they are a very good source of cheap and skilled labor. They are a very good source of cheap and skilled labor. So the factors were inland waterways, the limestone which is there, the water for cooling, hydroelectricity, water, rail and air and sea routes, as well as huge market and densely populated area of northern and northeastern USA. Now let us move on to the next major industry of cotton textiles, which is Ahmedabad in India. Ahmedabad in India is a very important industrial center for the production of cotton textiles. One of the major challenges for the Ahmedabad industry of cotton textiles has been the cheap mill-made cloth from England. The cheap mill-made cloth from England was available to the people for a very low cost, and so people prefer to buy the cheap mill made cloth from England. They prefer to buy the cheap mill made cloth from England because it was available in the market for much lesser price than the cloth that was being produced in Ahmedabad in India. And the first attempt of modern mill production was at Gloucester near Kolkata. The first attempt of modern mill production. Modern mill production की the first attempt of modern mill production was done at Gloucester, Kolkata. Okay. Then after the first attempt, what happened that in Mumbai and Ahmedabad, a lot of modern mills were set up. In Mumbai and Ahmedabad region, a lot of modern mills were set up, and they have led to the success of this industry. They have led to the success of this industry. The Swadeshi movement and the World War have also expanded the demand for these cotton textiles, because Swadeshi movement emphasized the production of cotton inside the country and not importing it, not buying it from the Western world. That is why Swadeshi movement led to the increased demand of cotton textile, and the World War, in which there was a lot of destruction of property, there was a lot of destruction of houses, people lost their homes. There was a lot of destruction of houses, and people lost their homes, they lost their properties, they lost their belongings. So they also required a lot of cloth, because they also lost their belongings at home, their homes were destroyed. That is why they required cotton textiles. That is why they required more. That is why they required new garments from the cotton textiles. So this also increased the demand of cotton textiles and led to the establishment of cotton textile industry in Ahmedabad. Then see that the Ahmedabad region industry includes the Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat and Rajkot cities. These are the cities that are included in the Ahmedabad region industry of cotton textile. Cotton textile industry and in the Ahmedabad region includes the cities of Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat and Rajkot. And the first mill of Ahmedabad was at Calico Mill, and its first production was started in 1863. This mill started its production first in the 1863 year. Right? The production in the Calico Mill started for the first time in the year 1863. Ahmedabad is also known by the name Manchester of India. It is also known as the Manchester of India. And where is Ahmedabad located? Ahmedabad is located at the banks of Sabarmati. Sabarmati is a river and it is in the state of Gujarat. So Sabarmati is located in the state of Gujarat, and in the banks of that river we have the Ahmedabad city. In the banks of that river we have the Ahmedabad city. Then what were the factors that led to the setup of industries in Ahmedabad, setup of cotton textile industries in the Ahmedabad? It was the black soil of the region. See on page number 199, availability of good quality raw cotton in the black soil region of Deccan Plateau. In the Deccan Plateau, we had the black soil which was very fertile, which was well suited for growing the cotton, and that is why it led to the setup of industries of cotton textile in Ahmedabad. Then another reason were the traders. Who were the traders? They were the rich Gujarati, Parsi and Bhartiya traders. They took the initiative in the setup of these industries. And the hydroelectric projects of Western Ghats were also another reason, as they powered the cotton mills of Ahmedabad. The hydroelectric projects of Western Ghats provided hydroelectricity, which helped in powering the cotton mills of Ahmedabad. There was black soil, then the traders and hydroelectricity. Then humid climate is also required for spinning of yarn. Humid climate is also required for spinning of yarn from the cotton. And humid climate is also required for spinning of yarn from cotton. And water is also needed in large quantity, which was provided by the Sabarmati river in the Ahmedabad. Sabarmati river, which was located in Ahmedabad, provided abundant amount of water, which is used in the cotton textile industries. Then see that the chemicals which are required in the processes of bleaching and dyeing are also available in the Ahmedabad region, as well as Mithapur. They are available in Ahmedabad and Mithapur. That is why the industries are located here. And the ports of Kandla and Mumbai have also helped in exporting the cotton textile, which is being manufactured in the industries in Ahmedabad. The port of Kandla and Mumbai helped in exporting this textile, this cloth which was produced in Ahmedabad, to the different parts of the world, with other countries. And it helped in exploring the foreign market for cotton textile. It had been exploring the foreign market of the cotton textile. The port of Kandla and Mumbai also helped in the importing of machinery. It also helped in importing the machinery. But the land cost, which later on was raised in Mumbai, led to the shifting of cotton textile industry from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, because the land cost was increasing in Mumbai. That is why the industries in Mumbai were moved on to Ahmedabad. The land cost and taxes were rising in Mumbai. That is why the industries were moved from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. Then another important industry of cotton textile is located in Jammu, Osaka. Osaka is in Japan, and Japan is most advanced technologically in East. Japan is one of the countries which is most advanced. It is most advanced technologically in the East. Then see that Osaka, which is a port town, it is a port town on the coast of Honshu. It is located at the coast of Honshu. It is the biggest island of Japan. Coast of Honshu, or the Honshu is the biggest island of Japan. This Honshu coast has a port town by the name of Osaka. And Honshu is the biggest island of Japan. Osaka is also called as the Manchester of Orient. Manchester of Orient or East. And the factors which have led to the setup of industries in Osaka, Japan are patronage from the government as well as the port town and cheap products. On page number 200, last paragraph, there is, being a port town, it is easy to import raw material for the industries as well as export the finished cotton products. There is a port town which helps in the import of raw material as well as the export of the finished. There is also a very well connected transport system in Japan, and the patronage of the Japanese government. The support, the promotion of the cotton textile industry in Japan by the central government, by the Japanese government, has played an important role in the development of industries in this country. Then high quality yet cheaper cotton goods have ready market throughout the world. Japan, because of its high technology, is now able to produce different cotton products, cotton cloth at a very low cost. That is why people prefer the cotton goods of Japan. That is why people prefer cotton goods from Japan more than the cotton goods from the rest of the world, because Japan is able to produce these goods at much lesser price.